Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. As always, I am being joined by Perry. Woohoo! Lenny.
Hello.
And Jalen.
Sup.
All right, guys, we're back at it again. And as always, we got some pretty good topics, but fortunately for you guys, we got less of them this time. We're trying out a new format. Let's see how this goes. I still say about 2 hours.
6 hours later.
I still say you're in for at least a 2-hour ride, but you know.
Good luck.
Yeah, we talk a lot.
Don't take that verbatim. So, all right, let's move on. Let's go ahead and move into our first story. So, we recently had a podcast episode that was corrupted, and in that episode, Lenny said, because of Deadpool, he hopes that more superhero movies will take the rated R turn. Didn't you say that, Lenny?
Yeah, pretty much.
And guess what? The Wolverine 3 is having an R rating. And there are reports to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought?
So, Lenny, pick up that phone because you called it.
Hey, man, I need you guys just to head on home. You'll check your voicemail. It's rather important, and you'll realize that I called it.
And even better, they're adopting the Old Man Logan storyline, which is one of my favorite storylines.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's also one of the most violent, if you think about it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So the only way they could do this is rated R. So let's go ahead and, Perry, what do you think about this?
Fuck yes, and fuck me, hell yes.
Good
That pretty much sums it up.
Okay. Lenny, what do you think?
I mean, not verbatim to what Perry said, but I generally agree. I think it's awesome, especially because, like, the fact that you have a and I'll correct me if I'm wrong because I've never actually read the comic, but isn't it supposed to be sort of like a post-apocalyptic movie starring Wolverine, but just aged?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so the cool thing I think there is that usually when you have these sort of movies, they happen in a sort of, at least typically, a world that doesn't have a ton of consequences. Because it's more like, you can't kill this character, they need to come back for the sequel. Or, you can't hurt this many people or destroy that many things because it needs to be fixed in time for, like, the sequel. But since the implication is that this is going to be, like, from what I heard at least, one of the last ones with Hugh Jackman in it,
Mm-hmm.
it's like they're taking it as far as they can go by saying, okay, well now, it's post-apocalyptic, so there are consequences, everything is fucked up, and people are going to be dead. It's not just, I mean, granted, Wolverine is very popular, but it's not just, look at all these action figures we can sell licensing deal. It's like, no, this shit is fucked up. This is, it's just crazy, morbid, bloody awesomeness, and it just adds a lot more, I guess, depth than you would usually see. And it's not that every story has to be deep and dark and brooding, but it's a nice change of pace to see something like this where it's not just like setting itself up for a sequel or franchise. Granted, it helps that it's already had an entire franchise before it, and this is sort of at the tail end of it, but it's just going to be, I guess, a refreshing end note to have.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I still expect to see kids at this though, because as I said in the episode that was erased from time, I was seated next to kids in the Deadpool movie.
Don't forget that 2-year-old in my theater.
Little Timmy, no, this isn't how I want you to grow up with Wolverine. Nah, I'm kidding. That's how Wolverine is. He has blades for arms. He kills people.
Yeah.
He has blades for days.
Yep. But Jalen, what do you think?
Yo, man, Old Man Logan is hype. I mean, really the only thing I could even prefer or would find equal in terms of excitement for me would be Wolverine Goes to Hell, or this story about his death that just happened maybe a year or two ago.
Oh, yeah.
Heck, that would actually, if they did do a Death of Wolverine bit, that would at least give a nice send-off for Hugh Jackman.
Exactly. But like stories like Old Man Logan and The Death of Wolverine, they really do a good job of showing the endearing side of the character. Because, you know, we always see him as a badass, I don't give two fucks, what I do isn't very nice kind of guy.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I don't think they would actually do the Death of Wolverine At least not right now, because there's still money to be made in the character, and I'm pretty sure they're just going to recast like when Hugh Jackman's like done his part.
I don't know. It's gonna be a tough casting though.
And keep it going, but I would like to see an adaptation of the Death of Wolverine because it is a good story.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody else have anything to say about this? Anything else before we move on?
I'm just kind of curious of how they're going to do certain elements of the story, because isn't like one of the main villain or one of the main issues of the story is revolving around Hulk?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and not only that, but aren't there certain other Marvel characters that are involved in the storyline that are owned by Disney Marvel?
Yeah, that's true.
I think one of them is Hawkeye, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, old Hawkeye is his buddy in that one.
Yeah, well, considering he's all tied up with Avengers stuff, I doubt they'd let him go for an Apocalypse movie.
I mean, they could just replace him with old Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Wolverine and him are best friends.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lenny.
There's a... It's not entirely related, but since we're kind of closing up comments on Wolverine, there is one story I'd like to see them adapt, but it will never happen ever.
Oh?
Yeah. Like even with the R rating and everything else, it will never happen just because of like licensing and everything else. And I'd like to see them adapt Dark Claw. And that is when they literally mashed up Wolverine and Batman together.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
Gosh,
Like,
why'd you make me remember that?
And this isn't like some like weird, like unofficial like fan fiction thing. There was like a line of comics called Amalgam, where DC and Marvel would take like once a year they'd come together and be like, you know what, we're all in the same game. Let's just give them something that they like. So they gave us Dark Claw, and it was amazing.
Yeah, you never know. Like, all these crossovers and stuff happening, like, we could potentially see it. Not soon, but we could probably see it down the road.
You never know.
Yeah, positive look on life, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Gets you through the day. All right, you guys ready to move on?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yep.
All right, Jalen, let's hear your story.
All right, you guys. Virtual reality is the biggest thing that hit the street since Toast.
That was a sensation. It took the world by storm.
Exactly. So, of course, Sword Art Online is the biggest thing to hit anime since Dragon Ball 2.
You liar.
I know.
Don't lie to me.
So IBM Japan announced Sword Art Online The Beginning, which is a virtual reality project, which is supposed to recreate the world of Sword Art Online. It's not going to use a controller. The game will be played by moving your body.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to use something called the cognitive system, which supports human decision-making, and the soft layer, which is a performance system to help create the world. They're planning to show an alpha test in March in Tokyo.
So,
That's fast.
So, Jalen, I have to ask one question. Is IBM Japan still there?
I don't...
Because I heard they're about to get hit with a tidal wave of money. You know,
you're right.
I'm just looking out for their well-being.
I mean, I guess we're just going to hop on the virtual reality train and take it all the way into who knows God where.
Yep. All right. Perry, what do you think?
Well, I've never actually seen Sword Art Online, so I don't have that much investment into it. But at the same time, it's just like, we kind of figured this was going to come sooner or later. That someone was going to try and do a virtual reality adaptation of an anime that already has a game that is a virtual reality recreation of a world. So, so we knew it was going to happen. What I'm kind of waiting anxiously for the day of is when the hell are we going to get a Doc Hack sign?
I hope that happens one day.
Harry, you stole the words out of my mouth, you bastard.
Yep.
I didn't know you would say that!
I was gonna say it, though. That's my line.
True,
Okay.
fair.
You know what that reminded me of? Jalen, remember when we were at GameStop and like the new Sword Art game has come out?
Yeah.
And one of the cashiers said he was like, man, I wish they would have made a better Sword Art Online game. I was like, they did make a better Sword Art Online game a long time ago. It's called Dot Hack.
And he agreed with you.
He did.
Burn.
Oh god. But yeah, Perry, you've never seen Sword Art, but it's like one of those things like when it comes out, people are like, this is going to be better than Dragon Ball Z. And you know, there's one of those shows every like summer or something like that, like once a year at least.
Oh, I've heard the hype train was like freaking massive at its peak.
It is, but it's basically a love story in virtual reality. That's all you need to know. Really.
Oh.
But yeah, there's a fight here, a fight there. Laney, what do you think?
Well, I think it would be fun, but again, since I haven't seen any of Sword Art Online and I grew up at least partially with .hack sign, that's this thing I'm thinking is like you could allocate your resources towards that one, but apparently they already did, so that's just me being ignorant about what games are available. So, but if it's a good show, then it's cool that they have a game like that, you know? I don't know, I guess, if the market is, open for them to have, like, the whole full body motion immersion yet. I just don't know if the tech is there, but it's cool that they're working on it, because hopefully that will lead to it in the future. I guess it's just like, how much would the tech to do all that potentially cost? And it's like, I'm willing to pay decent amounts of money for something that I care about. Like, if they had something similar to that with .hack or, like, any other number of, like, franchises that I like, the amount of money I'm willing to spend goes up. But then you have something with the Oculus Rift where it's like, $599 US, and it's a little bit steep. And it's like...
Not as steep as the Vine, apparently.
And we'll get to that. But still, it's that. You can't have something that is so expensive that it won't allow the people who want to be on your platform to enjoy it.
Right.
So, with that in mind, if they can make that tech while keeping it at a decent, reasonable price and maybe add more games to that sort of platform, that would be awesome. Because having only one game for that platform, at least based on what this is saying so far, that would make it officially have less games than even the Virtual Boy.
Right. So, I'm reading the story about this, and the subtitle to this story says, Goodbye, Real World.
Yeah.
I guess these guys are fans. Alright, anything else before we move on?
I do have a quick question regarding this story.
Alright, go.
Aside from .hack, what other games or what other series or franchises would you want to experience in virtual reality, if you could?
Digimon.
Yeah, Digimon,
fuck,
yeah.
I didn't think of that originally.
Is there another series that takes place in like a virtual world? Besides
there are quite a few.
Besides Code Lyoko?
Oh, yeah.
No.
But, Jalen, you'll get to fight William.
Stop, please. Can we, I would just say, can we just like wait until this technology comes out to the public and it kind of gets worked on a bit more? Because, it's still kind of like not in the hands of people, whether they be white, blue, gold collar.
Jalen, that won't stop us from ripping on it.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna do something big like this takes a project of years and massive testing and figuring out shit. You talk about moving things with your body and controlling things with your mind.
Yep.
We can't even get fucking Tron disc throwing right.
I'm pretty sure this is how a bunch of trapped in virtual reality movies or shows start off. Like, we're testing this technology and something went wrong.
I'm pretty sure. And the last thing I have to say is, can we just work on like the Ghost in the Shell technology? Can I not like put my mind into like a cyber brain and be like a six foot dude?
Now you stole my words.
I'm sorry.
Yes, guys, we are a hive mind. We all share each other's thoughts and proceed to steal them.
It's true.
Anything else?
I'm good.
Okay. Alright, that last thing just wiped out. Who did I say was going to go next? Because I forgot. I'm already having fun.
I think I was next.
Okay, Lenny, go ahead with your story.
Okay. So, apparently, and we mentioned this in a previous podcast about the rec system REQ system in Halo 5,
Right.
and how brilliant and lovely the idea is. And it turns out Microsoft has made more than $1.5 million since the game launched on microtransactions alone.
So they've claimed. They've only claimed that many. They could
See,
have
that's
made
the
way
thing.
more.
It's like, we know this number because they said a portion, not the entirety of it, but a portion of the money made by microtransactions will go towards the tournament pool. So they said it was start off at $1 million, and then it would go up from there, and they said that is now locked at $2.5 million.
Oh, Jesus.
That's
yeah.
a big pool.
Yeah, but
Microtransactions, what are you doing to us?
yeah, and to clarify though, the grand prize winner of the tournament will get $1 million, and then the other 1.5 will be distributed amongst the lower ranks as they go.
Man.
So, but the point is that is just the number that they have told us about. They didn't tell us how much of it, because they could have delegated, say, only 25% of the money. They could have done 10% or 1% or just some arbitrary number. We don't know the actual numbers on it.
Right.
And when you consider that the rec packs that they have now actually go up to, there are $25 packs now, and there are $100 packs now.
That's a
Jesus.
microtransaction?
That's just DLC then.
Yeah. But it's a pack, though. It's not something that guarantees you what you want to get. It's just a pack of things that are randomly chosen.
God, I hate that. That's so stupid.
What kind of rich kids play Halo 5? Good God.
And so it's that. It's the idea that, so apparently they've made all of that off of it. And here's the thing. If they had stated this for something with, like, League of Legends or Warframe or PlanetSide 2, all the free-to-play games, that is something that I'd be very happy about, because that would imply that the community is being supportive of games that they have. As in, they're willing to put money into free-to-play games in order to make sure they're still supported, and that's awesome. But the reason why it's more upsetting with a game like Halo 5 is because it was $60 at launch, meaning all this content, which, mind you, is already in the game, because it's not like something that you actually download, because they patch things every once in a while, but at our previous estimate, it had to spend more than $1,000 just to get every single item in the game via money. That, or spend literally 1 month straight getting all the items, if you're a good player. But now this means that you already spent $60 on a game, and at launch it was roughly $400 million worth of sales. And now you're extracting more millions of it over time after they already paid you for that content.
Wow.
And yeah, and it's just not good, because when you do free to play stuff, you're helping the developers. You're keeping them in business because they decided to take a risk and give you a free game and hope that people will do that. And when you do, it shows that you trust the developer to not, rinse it out, not to do something extraneous. And then instead of this, it's like you already gave them their money, and then they're asking you for more money again and again to do all this stuff. And they can't even be honest about it because they're not giving you the actual numbers.
Mm.
And this sets a bad precedent, because that's just in that particular thing. They had the same microtransaction system available, not in the exact same specifications, but a similar one available in their other exclusive titles, which are Rise of the Tomb Raider, at least currently, and both of their Forza games have a similar system in there. And they don't give that money back to the community via tournaments. They just pocket it directly.
Microsoft's giving EA a run for their money, guys.
Yeah, it sets a bad precedent for what other companies can do, because I'm a open Sony fanboy, and as much as I like to say that I would want to trust Sony, having things like this happen sets a bad idea, because other companies will get ideas. They'll think, they did this thing, let's do another thing. It's like the same effect from like Deadpool, except for in a negative fashion. Deadpool's like, oh look, comic book R-rated movie and it succeeded, let's do that. That's great, except for in this case, it's like, oh, they made people pay for microtransactions and they succeeded, let's do that. And so now we might see Sony or Microsoft hopping onto that. And I don't want to have microtransactions be a thing unless it's a free-to-play game, or unless it's something that's like genuine DLC, or it's not like extraneous,
Right.
Because Rocket League has DLC, and I usually get that stuff because it doesn't hinder most of the stuff in the game, and it's only a few dollars per thing, and it's not something that you can just infinitely flow money into. It's like you buy it once, you get it, and then if the next DLC comes out and you want to get it, sure.
Yeah.
But you don't have to get a bunch of money to infinitely farm out lives or items. It's just you get the items you pay for right away, and bingo, done. And that's how DLC should work. You shouldn't have to work hard for the thing that you already paid money for, unless it's a game mechanic, and cosmetics aren't a game mechanic.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a slippery slope, really.
Yeah.
So, Barry, what do you think?
I mean, you guys pretty much summed up my whole thoughts on the whole matter. I get where microtransactions have their place, but I really don't think they have much of a space, if any, in the console market, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it just seems to me like microtransactions are just a way for companies just to have a very, very easy way to take care or take advantage of naive people who just want to say, "Oh, it's $5, it's not a big deal," or 99 cents, no big deal, and then they don't realize that whole shit piles up after a while. So it just to me seems I don't think I have ever once done a game with microtransactions in them. Period. Mostly just because I don't see a reason to. Unless it's something like an actual expansion pack or or DLC or something like that I actually give a crap about, then I won't get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you guys pretty much just iterate what I was going to say in the first place in probably more elaborate detail, because I'm just going to well, this is fucking stupid, and move on.
Right.
So, and plus, Microsoft's already not in my best favor to begin with, so it's not even, I don't know, it's not even worth my investment of getting upset over, because they weren't really in my good graces to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I still think it's ridiculous and stupid, but I just don't care enough about Microsoft to be that invested.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I don't mean to put a damper on that particular train of thought, Barry, because it's good, but I'm potentially worried that they may do this same kind of practice when Halo Wars 2 comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to damper on you, but I know you're actually excited for that one, and I don't want them to pull that kind of stuff on it, because it would be very, easy and lucrative to do that, especially in, an RTS game where they could say, oh, buy this rec pack and you get 1.5x resources for one game.
Yeah, that would really tick me off, because I'm surprised at the fact that we were even getting a Halo Wars 2, considering the fact that Ensemble no longer exists.
Right.
But you're right, having this in Halo Wars 2 would be, one, completely unnecessary, and two, it would just seem to me okay, well, you already closed down the studio that made the original Halo Wars, even though they made you a lot of money. You made arguably one of the most successful console RTSs of all time, and now you basically are now shooting a potential for making this thing a continued idea shot in the foot even more. So it just seems to me if you put this in Halo Wars 2, then I'm just well, I guess I'm not getting that game then. And it really sucks, because the idea of having to pay to win seems to be defeating the whole purpose of a game. I thought the whole purpose of a game was to challenge you, not so that way you could have to buy your way through it. Only lazy people do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've ever once had to pay to win a game. Ever.
Yeah. But sadly, guys, studies do show that gamers are getting lazier by the generation, so
Yeah.
it's the way of the times, I guess. We're just crickety old men stuck in our old ways. According to studies.
That shouldn't discourage us, because the definition of gamer is becoming looser as we go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who just to give an example, not to harp on games that I don't play, because that's just potentially childish, but people who only play Candy Crush, which is, again, it's a mobile game, it's just a simple puzzle game, that is something that I would say is casual. I don't mean the whole, oh, you only play Call of Duty casual. I mean, even people who only play Call of Duty would call these people casual, and they can still be classified as a gamer.
Right.
You know, like
I get you.
my dad plays Candy Crush like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though he one time as a gag, like he didn't know he was making a joke. He knew what year Pac-Man came out. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm a real smart gamester." Like unironically, he was trying to make a joke about Pac-Man, but he just unintentionally called himself a gamester. And that guy's in the same classification as us if you're looking at what they now consider people to be gamers.
Man, capitalist politics.
Yep. That's it right there.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start making fun of that.
It's, but still, it's not. But that's just one example. I mean, there's so many other people who do stuff like that or play games like that. You know, it's like Farmville is a game. I don't think it. I wouldn't usually count it as that because it's just whatever. But still, it's like Facebook games and like mobile apps that are free to play are becoming so all over the place that it's why I guess our market is growing so much and why people are starting to invest more in it, even if it's in games that we never even play.
Right.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, with microtransactions, I feel like this can lead to a lot of bad practices of shovelware.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems... Well, go ahead.
No, yeah, I'm just agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like a cheap way of saying, well, we're going to release this game for free, and it's really, really crappy. It's like, oh, well, it's just 99 cents. I'll just do this, and just, again, keep racking up over and over and over time. It just, ugh. I just, like I said, I do think that microtransactions may have their place if you're going to do, like, small little cosmetic things or something like that in a game like League or in a mobile game or something like that. That I can understand to some degree, but overall I feel like it's something that should only be like a last resort, if that.
Right. All right. I want to add something to this because it's something I actually just read about. Do you remember when we first heard of microtransactions in Metal Gear Solid 5?
Yeah.
Do you remember how they said, "Oh no, don't worry, like you can build up your coins that you get in game and buy the stuff that way"?
Yeah.
So guess what good old Konami did?
Oh god, what do they do now?
They have now set expiration dates on your coins. So they go away if you do not use them.
You know, I don't know how much you guys played Metal Gear Solid 5, but do you want to know the rate at which you would get coins in that game was?
Oh, dude,
No.
I've done 2 playthroughs. I have like 40.
Yeah. At best, if you logged in every single day and you were lucky, you would get anywhere between like 15 to 20 a day if you logged in every day and were lucky.
Right.
And that's just that. And the usual amount you would need to like make something fast or build something when it gets like way higher, you need anywhere from 500 to 1500 to build a base outside of the first 2 that are free.
Yeah.
Highway robbery.
Okay, can someone explain this to me? Because I'm a little lost.
What do you need explaining?
Well, what this coin thing actually is, because I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 5 yet.
It's basically microtransactions that you can use on like your basis for online invading or Metal Gear Online. You know, to buy characters and guns and all that stuff. At first, you know, they said, "Oh, guys, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. You can keep your coins. You know, you can get them in the game for free by logging in and doing stuff." But now they went like, "Oh, but they expire now. Like, so you have to buy them if you want to ever build up enough to get something."
Because the amount that you get for free, because it's never one that you genuinely earn through like missions or through like any other in-game progress.
Yeah.
All the coins that you get are through daily logins.
Yeah.
How do you get... What, is that it? You just have to log in?
Yes, meaning as long as you play the game and you're connected to the internet, you have a chance of getting coins. You don't always get coins. Sometimes you get resources for in-game stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that would mean that over time you could just log in every day and eventually build it up to buy some nice things. But now at this point, if they have an expiration date on them, that means that unless you play every day and get lucky and manage to buy something before your expiration date happens to occur, gone. Just in an instant, all your hard work for like actually playing the game on a regular basis is moot. And this is to further incentivize microtransactions because at this point, unless we actually know the specifics for what the expiration date is or how many coins they give you on a daily basis, the implication is that now it will be literally impossible to buy anything worth a substantial amount of coins unless you buy it for physical, real-world money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I just say that sounds like absolute ass?
Yeah, that's everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't even played Metal Gear Solid 5 yet. I want to, and I want to build up a base because it sounds like fun. But now with this whole mechanic, it's like, well, now I have even more reason not to go online.
Yeah, and here I thought Konami has gotten it out of their system. I'm like, okay, maybe they'll calm down now, and they're like, nope. Here's this.
Just got to rub more goddamn salt in the wound, don't you?
I mean,
It never ends.
I don't want to support Konami in any way, shape, or form, but I'll say this at the very least, Perry. From a gameplay perspective, you shouldn't let this discourage you from playing the online stuff for Metal Gear.
Oh no, it's fun as hell. Like, you should definitely try it, but like, don't expect to like just earn free stuff that's microtransactions. You know, you just go in there knowing that if you want this, you're gonna have to pay for it. Sadly.
Now, question: is there a? I almost felt like you said this is through every time that you log in, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is something I'm just kind of rolling in the back of my head, and I'm pretty sure someone's already done this. But can you just log in, log back out, log back in, and keep doing that over and over again to get coins?
No, you got to do it every 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
once-
We should have clarified. When we say log in, we should say daily login, meaning if you log in once during a 24-hour period of their like servers, that's when it rewards you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So even if you log in and then like turn it off and wait 5 minutes and then log back in, you will not get additional rewards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, this wouldn't be nearly as much of a problem.
Okay, that is true. I don't know. It just seemed to me like that sounds like a system that's very ripe for abuse.
Oh yeah, it should be, because that would at least make sense from allowing gamers to do something with their $60 game without having to pay more for it unless they want to.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're kind of forcing people's hands, which, to be honest, I think this may actually make people start to leave, because a lot of people like who play the forward operation bases, they need the additional bases to stay competitive, especially because there's a lot of conflicts going on now that they've revealed the super secret cutscene about a month or two ago as being an unlockable cutscene if everyone disables their nukes.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Which
I
will
forgot
never
about that.
happen.
Yeah, it's a long story, but it's basically, if you want to be a bad guy, you can be, and then you have to convince everyone on every platform to not be a bad guy, and that's not gonna happen.
No. So that cutscene is doomed to obscurity.
Yep.
Watch this. If that ever does happen, watch the super secret cutscene just be Konami giving you the middle finger.
Well, see, that's the cool thing is someone like did a data mining for the game, and they already published the cutscene on YouTube.
Oh, did they?
Oh, it's out there?
Yep.
Sweet. I need to look at that. Alright. Guys, is this the future? Is this what we got to look forward to?
Yep.
Not if I have anything to say about it, damn it.
Is it?
I'd rather not look forward to this future, but hindsight is 2020. I'm sure when it actually does happen, where every game is a microtransaction, we'll look back and we'll say that we were right all the time, but we were fools not to see it coming sooner.
Right.
I mean, if the community made a bigger clamor about it, this would not be a problem, but that's not happening.
Yeah. But,
If they didn't want it, they wouldn't give more than $1.5 million towards it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, it's that time already. It's time to look back at the good old days. At age 22.
Almost.
At age 22.
Almost.
That's when I have to go.
But this form of media and entertainment, it's not even barely. Is it it's roughly 50 years old?
Yeah.
Ish.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we're not even half of a century old form of media, and we're already looking back on the good old days.
Yep.
I think that's hilarious.
Yep.
Yeah.
If not a little sad.
Yeah. It's going to be one hell of a ride from here on out. That's going to cost us probably $100 extra. All right, well. Let's...
Remind me in the future to never, ever, ever put microtransactions in my game.
Trust me, we will. Well,
Because if I do, punch me in the head.
I'm
Only,
sure we'll travel to wherever you are and do that.
only if you cover my travel fees.
Fine.
All right. So you guys ready to move on to happier times? Like all this talk of money and spending it is kind of getting me down.
Money's the root of all evil, man.
Yeah. So Perry, please give us your glorious story.
I don't know if glorious would be the right word to describe it, because this makes me worried as shit.
I'm sure it makes
Okay.
me worried.
Question: you guys remember the CGI Astro Boy movie that came out a few years ago, right?
Yeah, it was garbage.
I never saw it, but I heard of it.
Well, apparently there's a live-action Astro Boy in the works now.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's apparently being helmed by New Line Cinema, same folks who were behind Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
So at least there's that. But there's a bit of a problem. Aside from the fact they're doing a freaking live-action Astro Boy. So apparently they're getting the writer... Do you remember the movie San Andreas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one with the rock.
The earthquake movie starring The Rock?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently they got the scriptwriter for that movie or the scriptwriter for that movie to helm the script for this one.
Oh.
So gold, right?
Oh.
So
Yeah.
So just brace yourself for a teenage robot trying to fit into a human's world.
I don't think the audience is ready for a live-action boy with no shirt on.
Well, considering everyone tries to put pants and shirts on him every time, imagine just that. If they even if they do a one-to-one recreation of what Astro Boy looks like, even if he's just a CG character, everyone's gonna bitch at the fact that it's like, why isn't Astro Boy wearing pants? Why isn't he wearing a shirt? It looks creepy. It's like, guys, this is the most fucking accurate depiction of Astro Boy that we've had.
He's a robot, man.
He's a robot. He doesn't give a shit.
Like,
Yeah.
as long as they
Where's
don't do that thing where they refill his oil canister through his butt, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
please do
Yeah.
that. I want to see that happen just so I can see the audience flip the fuck out.
Mm.
And I was just like, what? It's no different than filling up a car. You basically fill up your car through its ass. I mean, if we're going by that logic.
And what ass is on the left or right side of your fucking hips?
Okay, Perry, let me just. I'm glad you corrected yourself when you did, because that conversation was about to take a weird turn.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was about to, so that's why I was like, nope, wait, fix this. So, as if Ghost in the Shell wasn't another franchise that I had to freaking worry about that I care about. Now I have to worry about this.
Well,
This just, like, I don't know what sounds... Okay, maybe Ghost in the Shell has more going on with it, considering we know more by this point, but I don't know. At least Ghost in the Shell sounds like a movie that could work in live action.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I could see live-action anything from Astro Boy when I think about it, you know?
yeah.
I mean, some of those designs is just... I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Tezuka. I have a crap ton of his stuff on my shelf, and I love Astro Boy a lot. But when it comes to his designs, the reason why they work so well in that medium is because of the fact that they're exaggerated. Manga, anime, and all that stuff, it allows you to get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
Heck, even a CG version, even though the CG movie was crap, it at least had the ability to get away with a lot more exaggerated designs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, visually it didn't really look that bad. It was just from a writing and voice acting and story and plot and character perspective, it wasn't that great.
Man.
Yeah.
So everything else, huh?
So, yeah,
But
but
even then, the
animation
CG wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Now, granted, I don't even know, like, okay, a live-action Astro Boy, since they are going to do this, I'm just kind of curious of who the heck would they get to... Okay, say if this was not... say if the writers for San Andreas were not even attached to this. Say it's just a live-action Astro Boy's in the works now. We're working to get, like, directors and writers and all that crap. Who would you want to direct a live-action Astro Boy? Because I don't have a freaking clue.
Okay, this is gonna sound really weird, and maybe it's not, I guess, the appropriate tone for this kind of movie. But what if the people who made Ex Machina were to work on Astro Boy?
Oh, God. I could see them making Naoki Urasawa's Pluto,
Oh, yeah.
which is technically a more serious version of Astro Boy.
That could work.
I mean, I mean, it is revolving around a similar concept, so I don't see why not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What about you guys? What do you, Dolpho, Jalen, what do you think?
I am drawing a blank.
How about we find a director that likes Astro Boy?
Yeah.
That would be nice. The only thing is that, well, and I'm going to take a giant ass stab at Hollywood at this one, and especially directors. If they actually were fans, they actually direct this shit.
Mm.
I'm looking at you, Spielberg, and you, Cameron.
Oh boy.
What about that guy who directed District 9?
Neil Blomkamp?
Yeah.
I mean, he's worked directing an Astro Boy movie.
He's worked with a lot of like tech-heavy stuff, and so even though it's kind of like more grittier tech than Astro Boy is like usually involved with, it could be a good thing to do. I mean, if they're gonna do live action, they may have to make some stylistic choices, like or changes to it, anyways. So might as well work with somebody who at least knows how to make an aesthetically interesting world.
Yeah, true. Oh, wait. I think I actually might have someone in mind. Brad Bird.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. I know Tomorrowland. I heard that was not that good. I know that it was like on a writing perspective, it wasn't that great. But he is a pretty good director. I mean, considering he's done Incredibles and Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. I mean, the guy has a pretty decent track record. Oh, and Iron Giant. Didn't he also do Iron Giant?
Yes, that's why.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's done. I'd say 3 out of 4 hits is pretty good for a track record. I mean, so he also seems to know how to at least do very stylized, over-the-top action, which is what a lot of Astro Boy has, and having it a really good aesthetic. Plus, since Astro Boy takes place in a very futuristic world, then I could see them like say, just basically take the world of Tomorrowland, adapt it to the world of Astro Boy, and just do that.
Okay.
Just put it in a world like that, and put Astro Boy in it, and you're probably good. At least that would be a decent start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, I don't know, it's just an idea, but there's even one bigger question to ask about this whole thing. Who the fuck plays Astro Boy?
Well, see, there's not a ton of, I guess, big-name actors who fit the, like, physical profile of Astro Boy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Considering he's like, what, a 12 to 13-year-old boy?
I mean,
Yeah.
considering, like, the whole, like, you know, giant, like, anime eyes thing, he looks even younger than that.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he looks like he's maybe 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the actor who plays him is probably too old for it now, but Asa Butterfield is probably the only actor I can think that can possibly play him.
Huh, Asa Butterfield is Astro Boy.
He's the guy who played Ender in Ender's Game.
Right, I remember.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's mainly just because he just has a very, very, like, young look to him, and he has, like, the same, like, skin and hair color as Astro Boy.
yeah.
Right.
So it's like, those things help. It's not like a one-to-one, like, definitely would be perfect sort of thing, but I don't know any other actors that are young enough to do it, because, I mean, Will Smith has acting range, but I don't know if he could be Astro Boy.
Oh, God, don't even make me think of that.
Oh my goodness.
Yo,
why?
I'm already devastated that Jaden Smith is Static Shock. Don't.
No!
Fresh Prince of the Future.
The Fresh Wonder Child.
Oh god, this conversation is derailing as we speak.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know. I'm just very, very worried about this because I love Ghost in the Shell and I love Astro Boy a lot, and I don't want this to be another Sonic 06 Bomberman Zero gangbang type scenario where it's just like, hey, there's 2 franchises and 2 characters I deeply care about, and both of them get raped at the same time.
Oh, that'd just be sad.
It'd be like getting tied to a chair and having your girlfriend right in front of you. How does that feel, Guts?
Ah.
What a reference.
Yeah, but
Spoiler.
don't worry, I'll be there with like lots of optimism to cheer you up if it's bad. I'll be like, don't worry.
I might need a therapy session if this all goes wrong.
It'll be like this. Don't worry, buddy. Your house may have burnt down, but hey, your garage survived.
So you'll be the puck to Perry's guts.
Pretty much.
Although it might give us a good excuse to say, hey, we might want to do if we're all back in town at the same time, we could probably do a review of the '09 Astro Boy movie and just say, you know what, this isn't that bad in comparison if the live action one turns out to be really shitty.
Well, I mean, if you want to be completely biased, then yes.
I want to I'm crossing my fingers and hoping they just say, man, let's turn this into something completely different.
In a world where love is against the law, one boy rises from the ashes.
Oh, now you're just making this sound like some ABC Family nonsense. I don't know. I will admit, I never asked for a live-action Astro Boy movie. I was perfectly content with the 2003 series, and I want to see the 80 series. Mm-hmm. But still, if they are going to do this, at least give a damn with who you make write this and direct this and act in it. I mean, because we didn't do well the last time this happened.
No, not at all.
And if we fuck this up again, I don't think that Tezuka Productions is going to let the West or anyone in the United States do anything with Astro Boy for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, Toriyama got so terrified and horrified by Dragon Ball Evolution that he's like, you know what, screw you guys, I'm doing this my way.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked.
Yeah. But Dragon Ball Evolution was, I'm pretty sure the cancer of all live-action anime movies.
I thought that... Oh, no, wait, that doesn't count.
Goku was in high school.
I mean, it's not that you couldn't do, like, Goku growing up story and it would be bad, it's just...
Don't set it in modern times?
Like, if you set it in modern... It's like, the show kind of was set in, like, the future anyways, but... I don't know. It's weird, but it's like... That isn't, I think, the thing that's wrong with it. There's many, 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 many things wrong with it, but I don't think that is, like, I guess, a major contributing reason as to why. It's just really, really, really dumb, because everything else is also dumb.
I like that logic.
Yeah.
I mean, this is coming from the same world that still has living dinosaurs, and it has superpowered beings that have changed their hair color whenever they scream or basically sounds like they're about to take a dump. And not to mention have giant plasma energy blasts that just basically blow up half of where they're standing.
Yep. And a dog rules the world.
Huh?
And a dog rules the world.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, man. But are you guys ready to move on to what has become my favorite section?
Yeah.
How could it not become your favorite section?
As if this can't get any more crazy.
All right. Let's start with another adaptation that might be in the works. Ronda Rousey, you know her, former women's UFC champion, says she wants to be Samus in a Metroid movie. Do you guys see it?
Well, I guess first question, I didn't even know there was ever talks for a Metroid movie in the first place.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there wasn't. She was just like, if this would happen, I would do it.
Oh.
You know?
Well, yeah, I assume as much too. But I guess the fact that it's like I guess so outspoken made me assume that there may be a hint of it happening at some point. But who knows? It's just more the idea of, like, even if they, regardless of who's being cast, what would the plot be?
The first Metroid game?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I can think of.
I would honestly go with Metroid Prime 1.
You think Prime 1?
Yeah, probably Prime 1.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
It seems like, because, to be perfectly honest, I've seen a lot of the synopsis regarding Metroid, and it seems like the best stories, at least amongst the fans I've heard, are either Metroid Prime 1 or Super Metroid. Is that pretty much a consensus?
Yeah, I mean, I think Zero Mission adds a lot to the first game. In terms of just
okay, that's true. Zero Mission.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of the original NES Metroid. I wasn't thinking of Zero Mission.
Yeah, I should have specified, honestly.
It's fine. But the reason why I say Super Metroid and Metroid Prime 1 is because Metroid Prime 1 seems like it could stand on its own. Would you say so?
Yeah, it could.
Yeah, but we'd run into like the problem of Metroid Prime runs off like people. It's saying that people know Samus and like her story because it does happen after one. So like the thing would be is they would have to skip the origin story and just get straight to it.
I mean, they could always pull a Deadpool and just throw us in media ray and then have a couple flashbacks here and there. We're like, oh, we get it now.
It wouldn't take too long. It's just, here I am, orphan, raised by birds.
Yep.
She's in a suit that shoots things.
Giant space pirate dragon killed my parents.
Yep.
Yeah. And these are her adventures.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hello, my name is Samus Aran. You killed my parents. Prepare to die.
Especially, I mean, granted, I haven't played any of the games, to be honest, outside of like a few levels in Metroid Prime 1 and 2.
Mhm.
But we never actually see her like when she's training to be a bounty hunter or when she's being raised by the bird people or anything. So technically we've never actually seen her actual origin. We've always seen her after she's already a bounty hunter.
That's true.
I mean, the only time... Yeah, you're right, Lenny. The only time we actually see her origin, technically speaking, is in a manga that I don't even think was even released in the West. Is that correct?
Well, Zero Mission has a few shots of her as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, it does? Okay.
It does. The ending screen, like not the results screen, like it ends with like a shot of like a drawing she did as a little kid.
Yeah, I mean, and there are some victory screens of her with the two bird Chozo people that raised her, and like she's a little girl, she's running and stuff, and then she's like a teenager, and then she's an adult thinking all back on it and smiling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But going back to the question at hand, it just seems like Ronda Rousey as Samus. Honestly, I don't know. Like my biggest question is, can she act?
Well,
Look,
the only thing I've seen her in really is like Expendables 3.
where she played herself.
Yeah, where she played herself. She did alright. That's all I'm gonna say. She did okay.
Well, I mean, Samus is an interesting role. It depends on how you characterize her.
Yeah.
Do you characterize her as like, the stoic, I don't say much, I act with my face and my eyes and my actions? Because, people usually don't take to those kind of movies where there's not a lot of dialogue being spoken.
Right.
Unless you're doing something like The Revenant.
Exactly.
But then there's the other M way where like she could talk too much.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like that. We don't want something like Other M where she talks a lot because it kind of, I guess, potentially ruins that stoic vibe. But having it comparable to Revenant, not that it has to be exactly that, but comparable to it, where it's like not a ton of dialogue and a lot of stuff in the face. Like you guys ever seen the movie Drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Like, Ryan Gosling says like a paragraph for the entirety of the movie's script.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know a ton of people who genuinely enjoy the movie outside of people who are like also film buffs or fans of Hotline Miami.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Everyone else is like, oh, it's too quiet and slow and boring and dry and
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of reaction isn't the thing that breaks box office records or gets you the money needed to fund projects like this.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Oh, man. Yeah, this would be a tough call, honestly. I think the perfect thing would be to, like, depict her as, like, the strong female warrior that she was, before Other M. Have her talk a little bit more than usual. Don't make her needy like she is in Other M. Like, she can take care of herself, basically. But she can't have a conversation with, like, human people. But, like, I don't want to see, like, I'm shooting missiles at you, Mother Brain, and Mother Brain's like, no!
The last thing I would want in a Metroid movie is a plucky sidekick.
Give them Adam! Let them have Adam!
Or, dear God, they pair her up with a child.
Oh, God. You mean like they did with Ryu in the Alpha movie?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, there's a Street Fighter Alpha movie, and they gave Ryu a non-canon younger brother.
Yeah. Who wasn't even his real younger brother.
Yeah. And just to
So
write
in
it.
other words, it made that entire plot point completely useless.
Yes.
Yes.
And like.
Wait, they pulled the fucking Scrappy Ryu.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Scrappy Ryu, the younger plucky comic relief.
Yep.
That sounds awful.
And he could also use the Setsu no Hado. Like he did it in one scene and then he died. Spoilers.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the only reason they did that is so they wouldn't have to acknowledge him in any game.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So as long as they don't do that, and if they do end up going with Rousey, like they'll make her do more than she actually talks. The movie should be fine. If there is even a movie to begin with.
I mean, I just don't know. It seems like Nintendo's so not ready to do a lot of stuff with their properties in terms of mass media that doing a Metroid movie right out of the gate when we're not even getting a proper Metroid game in a while, it just kind of makes me go, so you're doing Federation Force, which technically shouldn't even be called a Metroid game, but yet you're willing to do a movie where Samus is the leading role.
Kind of makes you think,
just- more like, kind of makes me realize Nintendo just thinks even less.
I mean, we should obviously get a Kirby movie first.
Yo, I'd be down for 90 minutes of that.
Played by Danny DeVito.
Oh, goddamn, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I got the spike power.
This might as well just be the title of the video. Everyone steals everyone's thoughts.
Oh my god.
Danny DeVito plays Kirby in Smash.
Okay, but just for the sake of consistency with the story, who would you want to play as Samus in the Metroid movie, or at least who makes the most sense in your opinion?
See, I'm gonna cheat and say it should be animated, and Jennifer Hale should play Samus.
You filthy cheater.
Damn it! You automatically took the best answer.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there is a Metroid fan film that was released not too long ago. I have no doubt that Nintendo already took it down. And it had
Because they do with everything.
Yes, and they had Jessica Chobot play Samus, which
Really?
Yeah, she did good. Like she didn't talk that much. Like she had like one conversation, but the rest was like morph ball action and like spaceship action. It was a good decent film.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. But she did a good job and she sort of looked the part. So I guess her.
All right. Lenny?
I don't know a ton of female actors, and all the ones that I can potentially think of are like wrapped up in other roles, because I could say, like Scarlett Johansson, but she's already up to play, the Major in the Ghost in the Shell movie, so, and it's not like that would be a continuity issue, because obviously it has nothing to do with Nintendo, but, it's stuff like that, and I feel like she's in so many other things at this point, it's like, it'd be better to find someone who could grow into the role, because if they decide to like make sequels for it, because then it's like Metroid movie 2,
If they ever wanted to do an adaptation of Super Metroid,
yeah. So it's like, I think just because of the fact that we have someone who's like willing to actually like be in shape and be a badass and other stuff like that, I think she would be good for it. But it may be more to my ignorance of not knowing other like notable female actors who would fit the role.
All right, this is a stretch. What about Jennifer Lawrence? Would you think she would be all right for it?
She's not tall enough.
Well, that's the grade of being in a metal suit. She doesn't have to be.
Samus is like really tall on her own, though.
Samus, wasn't she like 6'3" or something?
Yeah.
That's because she's the freaky bird lady Amazon woman.
She has got legs for days.
I mean, yeah, they could cheat with camera tricks, but
Yeah.
that's no fun.
Well, I mean, like, if they want somebody that's like that has like a name to her, Jennifer Lawrence played Katniss, so like people know of her that come see the Metroid movie if she was tied to it, and they could do camera tricks and shit to make her look taller or whatever.
Well, I mean, that just gives more of an excuse to see Samus without her helmet on,
Uh-huh.
People don't want to see Jennifer Lawrence in a suit shooting things with plasma cannon thing. They want to see Jennifer Lawrence's face as she shoots things with
the
plasma
other thing
cannon.
is that logic can be applied to any actor, and Ronda Rousey is very popular right now.
True.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I would agree with the Ronda Rousey choice. Well, I was just saying that's why I said it's a stretch.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, Jalen, we did watch Jennifer Lawrence in like skin tight blue makeup for like 2 X-Men movies, so I think we can handle her in a full-fledged suit of armor.
Maybe.
Here's a point. Oh,
We saw her without the blue paint on too.
yeah.
Yeah, I
remember
know, but it's still, we saw her in an outfit that was clearly not something that looked like her, but yet we still saw her act, and people were still willing to put up with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, but to Lenny's credit, Jennifer Lawrence would be a good pick in terms of she's very young. She has a lot of charisma on screen, and she has a lot of appeal, especially to a younger generation.
Mhm.
So I guess that would make sense in terms of getting audiences and seats. Plus, she hasn't really, as far as I'm aware, she hasn't really been in that much, or is going to be doing that much outside of now that Hunger Games is all wrapped up, and now I think she's going to be doing Apocalypse, and I don't know if she's going to be doing other X-Men movies after this.
Mhm.
So, doing a Metroid movie where she gets to play as arguably one of the most iconic female characters in gaming ever,
Mhm.
I could see that actually happening, but not probably the choice I would go with personally.
Right, and actually, she did announce that this would be the last time she's playing Mystique.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah, that's right.
can't exactly blame her considering all that blue makeup.
I've got a
Probably kill her.
Was that Lane?
I've got a suggestion.
All right,
Okay.
lay it on us.
Keira Knightley.
You know what? I wouldn't be opposed to that.
She's
She's
got
an action
range.
girl anyway. She's got range, yeah.
I'm sorry. I was making a Deadpool reference.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm too focused.
It's okay.
No offense to Keira Knightley, though.
No, I'm sure she'd do great in it, but
Okay, are you guys ready to move on?
I got one more
I
question.
I didn't give my suggestion.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So go
sorry.
ahead.
Okay, this is going to be one specifically for one movie that I know she did, but Emily Blunt
Oh.
because of Edge of Tomorrow.
Right.
I mean, think about it. She was one of, if not one of the most badass chicks we've seen in recent movies, and so I was just like, well, considering that she's in a sci-fi movie, she's still relatively youngish. She's 32, so she could still, if she wanted to do multiple movies with Samus and try to be that role, all she had to do is dye her hair blonde. Sure, she's not as tall as Samus, but then again, very few women are 6'3".
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, like you said, they'd probably have to do camera tricks or something, but she does have a good presence as an action role, and she can carry herself pretty well on screen, so I don't see a reason why not. I don't know, it just seems to me like that's the biggest case for her is Edge Tomorrow, that she could do a sci-fi action role, which would be perfect for Samus.
Right. All right. I agree with you, actually. I just looked her up because I drew a blank on who she was. Yeah, she definitely could pull off the look.
I mean, she's already a badass in power armor, so
Yeah.
And
So,
plus, she's British.
uh,
So British people already make better actresses. And actors.
I'm gonna love hearing more British accents in space.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They can rival space. They can rival Space Australia from DBZ Abridged. All right.
Now, the next phrasing in the 23rd century will be the sun never sets on the British Empire in space.
But, guys, we haven't asked the most important question here.
All right.
Who would play Ridley?
Some
Andy
CGI
Serkis.
character.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis, but voiced by Danny DeVito.
No.
Okay.
No, I got one even better.
Yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh my God! I killed your parents, Samus.
Man. At least you tried.
Oh my god.
Now I've just got this abomination of a vision in my head of Andy Serkis motion capturing Ridley, which sounds awesome. Then voiced by Gilbert Gottfried, who voices Ridley, reading 50 Shades of Grey as Gilbert Gottfried.
You know, I'm just picturing the set of this with, like, the same thing as you said, where it's like Andy Serkis is moving around all elegantly, you know, dragon-like and whatever, and then just Gilbert Gottfried's just, like, sitting right next to him reading off of the script, and Andy Serkis can't help but just cringe from it.
Yeah.
But, okay, question. Has Ridley ever canonically been able to actually speak?
No, we've never actually seen him speak. He speaks in the manga.
Yeah, he
Okay,
does.
But
so I
that's
was
the
gonna
manga.
say, even though this is going to sound like a weird choice, it's just that he has a very creepy kind of voice. I would think that Willem Dafoe would be awesome as that.
Willem Dafoe talked.
Because I'm just gonna think about the Green Goblin every time.
Damn it, you're right.
Willem Dafoe talked to a Halloween mask in
We will
Spider-Man.
meet again, Samus.
What about Alfred Molina?
Oh, that's actually I like that actually.
You know, I was about to actually suggest Benedict Cumberbatch because of his role as Smaug. He was pretty good.
Hmm.
Oh, yes. I'm all for
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to have two British people now playing.
All right,
God damn it.
guys, we basically done the casting for you. There you go.
This guy, okay, I wish Alan Rickman wasn't dead. He'd be awesome
Yeah.
as...
Alan Rickman voicing Ridley.
Oh,
That would be something to see on a poster.
That'd be...
Oh yeah.
Mrs.
Someone make a
Aaron,
fan art of that now.
Mrs. Aron.
Called newest bounty hunter.
All right, we're having way too much fun with this topic. But we really do. Need
As
to
if
move
that's
on.
a bad thing.
We really need to move on though.
Okay.
Okay, Len. Who wants to start the next one? Because it is pretty big news.
I think Perry should have the honor since he brought it to our attention.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to. I think it's time to move into our little segment we like to call "What the Fuck."
Yep.
Our usual look into one story or maybe a group of stories that come up during the week and discuss why the fuck is this a thing. So, I don't know if you guys have read this article at all. Have you guys ever read up on this at all?
I haven't read up on it, but I know about it.
Yeah, I've read up on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the whole subject is basically Apple versus the FBI. Yeah, you heard that right. Okay. So for right now, this is what it's reading off of the IGN article. Apparently, Apple and the FBI are at war, and it's been a long time coming. Yesterday's Apple took a public stance against the United States government by denying the FBI backdoor access into iOS. This software that powers the world's #1 billion, blah, 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 And basically, it's pretty much saying, like, hey, Apple doesn't want the FBI screwing around in our privacy. And so, on one hand, like, the reason why this is what the fuck is not because Apple's actually doing something kind of awesome because they're standing up for our privacy rights, but it's what the fuck as saying, like, FBI, isn't this technically sort of illegal of you? So, it just seems to me like, how freaking insane is everyone going to just go in terms of, like, saying, hey, look, privacy, it's no longer a thing? Let's see. I'm trying to look through more of the article, and it says apparently the FBI wants Apple to disable a feature so it can use brute force to break into a phone. Apparently the reason why they're asking is because they have now in possession someone by the name of Mr. Furek, and he was apparently a San Bernardino terrorist or something like that in December 2015, and the FBI basically wants to break into his iPhone through brute force, and they want Apple to disable the encryption, and Apple's not having any of this. So that's basically it. So the FBI is basically trying to take our right to privacy, and Apple's standing up for this.
All right.
I mean, if we're taking the most bare bones way of looking at this.
Yeah. All right, Lenny, what do you think?
Well, first off, that's awesome that they're, like, actually doing that. But I have, I guess, another statement or something. This is, put on your tinfoil hats, kids. It's conspiracy time.
Oh boy.
Now, this is a stretch here, but just roll with me on this. What if the reason why they're not, like, allowing them access to figure out this stuff is because then the FBI would figure out that they've been using a backdoor themselves the entire time? As in, what if they find out that Apple's actually been secretly cataloging and stealing people's information under their noses through the iOS? And if the FBI figures out through how to use their backdoor, they'll realize that they couldn't get through the backdoor because Apple was already using it, and that they themselves are, I guess, the perpetrators of all of this secrecy and potential identity theft. Not identity theft, just information cataloging.
Now stop stealing the plot from Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, damn it.
Look, I'm not, like I said, it's not that this has any actual basis of it, but Apple's a really big company, and there's a lot of apps that them and Microsoft use that, potentially catalog information on all this stuff. And I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility that they just don't want them snooping around, because then they'll find something they don't want, like, outed. But moving away from, moving away from the action thriller movie of the year kind of writing concept, it's interesting to see Apple kind of doing this sort of stuff, because usually you don't see it. Because it's not that Apple is a negative reputation, but they don't always make decisions that are 100% great for the consumer. Releasing a brand new, slightly altered phone every single year isn't something that's necessarily consumer friendly, because that forces you to buy the latest and greatest for copious amounts of money. Same thing with it not being open source compared to, like, say, Linux or Android operated phones. That means that everything you go through has to be vetted by them, and it's less open. But regardless of that, they don't really have a negative, I guess, public opinion. But it's still kind of good to see that they're actually doing this stuff. And like you guys have mentioned before, it's weird that the FBI thinks that they could just go in and do that.
Right.
Admittedly, maybe it would be okay because, they're a murderer / terrorist, and maybe be good to find out that stuff to prevent further lives from being lost. But on the other hand, they said it's more a matter of a precedent. Meaning, if they do it, then that means that the FBI will have, like, that example to then push themselves forward off of every other company. Because then they'll say, you can't do that, and they'll be like, oh, well, we did it to Apple. What chance do you have?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, Lenny, because I think the Apple CEO did say, the article does mention the idea of this would set a really, really ugly precedent for companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and so on to create backdoors for the government, and even like the way that Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, says that creating this backdoor would allow the government to break into any iPhone and quote, intercept your messages, access your health records or financial data, track your location, or even access your phone's microphone or camera without your knowing.
Ooh.
So, depending on what people have on their phones, you might not want that.
Yeah.
So crazy.
No, not all my puns.
All my memes are in danger.
No.
All my frame data.
That's the only thing that I have that gives me power. They take it, I'll be useless.
Oh man. But in all seriousness, though, this is actually a pretty serious topic.
Yeah.
Because like there is some good in letting them do it, but there is also a lot of bad in letting them do it.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, a lot of bad.
yeah, because like. I don't know. Lately, it seems that privacy in the government has been like a thing ever since like the government has. Well, probably way before this, but like the first time it was brought to my attention was like when the government tried to pass a bill that they would monitor. They would monitor like the websites you go to. They would like take down some websites for like copyright stuff. I don't remember what the bill was called, but like I remember it being denied like 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
Talking about
SOPA?
Yeah, SOPA.
I think it was SOPA. Yeah. But it seems like if we let them do this, what's to stop them from doing it again, like you guys said? But Jalen, what do you think?
FBI, keep your nose out of my cheeseburgers. That's all I want to say. But seriously, though, come on, man. There has to be a line that's drawn. I understand, crazy emergency terrorists are bombing the New York Central Post Office. That's actually not a joke. It's not funny at all. I'm sorry. But you guys, it's a slippery slope here. You take one step and you open the door to all crazy nastiness. Sooner or later, you'll find out that people like this are doing this, talking about this, corporate takeovers, the mass media's all over the place, and everyone's finding out they're just brown-nosing and the collapse of society.
Yep. And then bam, Skynet. Is that what you want?
Yeah. We had the plot of Ghost in the Shell, now we're talking about Terminator.
Yep.
It doesn't end good, people.
This is not the version of Ghost in the Shell that I wanted.
Yeah. If you've seen the sequels to Terminator, you know it does not end good.
No, or just hell, any Terminator movie.
Hey, the first two were good.
No, I meant like,
Well,
I meant like in terms of a Skynet.
movie, good. Quality of human life for people in the movie, not as great.
Yeah.
I believe the term would be perfectly defined as royally boned.
Yep, pretty much. Do you want robots? Because that's how you get robots. To quote that scene from Archer. Oh god. But yeah, it's a slippery slope, people. I'm glad that Apple is actually standing up for our privacy, but there could be some super secret conspiracy thing that they don't want people to find out. Like Lenny says, who knows? Are they doing something good, or are they covering their own ass? Only time will tell.
I kind of wanted to imagine that Apple, despite the fact that everyone... I will admit, a lot of people disagree with what they do, and to some degree I do as well. I don't really have the highest opinion of them, even though I use a phone from them. Which, yeah, whoop-de-doo, hypocrite, yay. But to be perfectly honest, I would kind of want this to escalate to the point of going to the Supreme Court and just saying, hey, justices, can you basically put the FBI in line for us, please? Because they done fucked up. And I don't know, I just kind of want the hammer of justice to fall on their faces.
And on that topic though, Donald Trump himself asked all of his voters to boycott Apple. And you want to know what he has been doing ever since he said that?
Using an iPhone?
Yes, he's been tweeting on his official campaign account using an iPhone. Every single day. As in, he was doing it beforehand, so it's not like he switched to it to make, an ironic point. But no, every single day, he's still using an iPhone, even though he's telling everyone that they need to boycott them.
Politics.
Yeah, you know what's the sad thing is I want to know how many people actually did that just because he said so.
Oh my god.
And there's a long pause for sheer shock and silence.
That's so dumb.
Please don't.
Mr.
I don't want to think about such things.
Future President of America, people. This is This is scary. This is starting to get scary.
Really, really fucking scary.
Oh god, but anything else before we wrap this up?
I can't think of anything else aside from what the fuck.
I guess it's good that we have companies doing this regardless of their motive, because even if they do have ulterior motives, the end result is still going to be the same, and that's going to be that this will set a precedent for our rights. It will set a precedent for them saying, hey, even if we do potentially, because there are companies that do monitor data from their things, depending on how, secure and insecure it is, that's not really that relevant, but it's a matter of they won't give it out to people, especially, the government, just because they were asked to or because they say that they were forced to. It's not kosher. You can't do that, and the fact that they're doing, like, actually saying, hey, you can't do that instead of just giving in like a lot of people do is brave, because personally, I wouldn't fuck with the FBI, but then again, I'm one person and not an international corporation, but...
That's worth billions of dollars.
Yeah. It's a little different perspective, but you never know.
Jalen, anything?
Apple, you're doing a good thing. There are a lot of things I don't agree with you on, but I'll agree with you on this. I mean, we got to keep this information network kind of, flowing nice and neat and calm and stuff. We got enough people looking at things and telling us, hey, you're getting married soon. Here's a bunch of advertisements about wedding dresses. It just needs to stay at that level. Don't let it get any higher.
Oh, man. All right. I guess it's time to call it an episode. We hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions for us, leave them in the comment section. Anything you guys are working on? Like, before we leave, any projects you guys got coming up?
Not really on my end. I've just been going through Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and discussing it with Lenny on a weekly basis at this point.
Yep. Nice.
Right.
So I've already watched Milo's movie, but I'm really tired right now, so I can't really discuss it tonight. So, Lenny, just to get this out of the way, we will discuss Milo's, but once this week is over, we can discuss everything in detail. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
So,
to cover my stuff, I'm getting closer to finishing my big super ultimate finale Arcade Edition Turbo for this channel.
It's coming, guys.
It's a come of videos.
Yeah, it's coming, but after that, I am actually doing a thing where I'm doing a sort of, I guess, resurgence of some of my older videos, because it's been talked about and spread around a lot about Doug Walker's Where's the Fair Use video.
Mm-hmm.
And basically there's a lot of people talking about it and contributing to it and like sort of growing the movement. And so I want to do my part to kind of move that forward. So what I'm doing is I'm taking all the videos that have had undisputed like copyright claims on it, because I didn't want to do claims on them all at once, because otherwise if you have more than 3 disputes or strikes going at once, that's enough for your channel to get shut down.
Right.
So I kind of just let them sit there, because since most of them hadn't even broken 100 views, so I wasn't really concerned with them. So I've taken pretty much all of them down, and I am now re-uploading them with a few changes, because now that I'm more knowledgeable about fair use and copyright laws, I'm able to, I guess, more solidly defend myself on the terms of fair use. So even though they are definitely going to put strikes and claims on those videos, I'll be able to fight it. And now that we have like an entire movement of people fighting for fair use, I will be able to like use this opportunity to tell people who watch my videos and every other video to say, hey, even a channel that has like 15 subscribers can fight up against these giant corporations. So that means that everyone else, all the other guys who have more subs than I can, is able to also, fight against it. Just because it's Disney or Fox doesn't mean they're impossible to fight.
Right. All right, Jalen, anything on your end?
No new projects of late. If I've something in Street Fighter V that I find ridiculous or crazy, I might upload it. But other than that, I've just been doing the usual, watching things. I finally got around to watching Lupin the Third Jigen's Gravestone, and that was fantastic.
All right.
There was one thing I also wanted to mention real quick.
All right, go ahead.
And this was something that Lenny and I were discussing a while ago, and I just wanted to get you guys' 2 cents on it. Since I seem to have such a hard time uploading content more consistently now, especially with being so busy, I've been really trying to think of a solution to basically get videos out there, or at least have content uploaded on my channel regardless. And it seems to me like the only time I'm really able to do anything in terms of having a consistent stream of thought or have time to actually think while I'm doing anything not working related is driving. So what Lenny was suggesting was I basically take my camera or my phone and record myself while I'm driving, but then just upload whatever thoughts or random tangents I'm going off of while I'm driving, and just upload those random tangents or rants to my channel while just having an audio background, or just having a background of something, and just having that for maybe like a few minutes, because I think the drive between my apartment and campus is about maybe 10 minutes if the traffic is not bad, maybe 15 at worst. So I kind of like this idea because it just gives me an excuse to talk about certain rants and certain things, like even the Nintendo censorship crap, or like even this Apple versus FBI thing that's complete nonsense or something like that. Just something that doesn't really require a whole lot of work to basically make a video about, but I just want to know if you guys like this idea or have any suggestions on how to go about it, because I did like the way that Lenny proposed this idea. I thought it was a pretty cool one.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be interesting. Just, don't get yourself killed by recording and driving at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not even, I'm not going to be looking at the camera or anything. It's just literally, if I do have my camera, it's just going to be picking up on the microphone. And so it's not even concerning about looking at the camera while I'm driving, because that's just kind of dangerous and stupid.
Yeah,
So, if anything,
the suggestion I made to him was that rather than actually have a camera, it'd just be do like an audio recording app on his phone, and that way he could just like place it nearby and then just have like maybe just like an image or something over. So it'd be similar to like a podcast of sorts, similar to this. It's just that it would be recorded while driving.
Right. Well, it sounds like a good idea. It sounds like it could be interesting. If you have enough time to like get all your thoughts out on your drive home, you could probably make a series out of it. I don't see why not.
okay, I just didn't know if there was if there was any way you would suggest or something I go about it in terms of like, say, how long it should be or whatnot.
I'd keep it to like 30 minutes, 40 at the most, because like you usually keep like your uploads under 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I try to at least keep everything under 15 minutes.
Yeah. I think if you can get your thoughts out in 15 minutes, that's fine. But like I think like to go more out and like talk about everything, I would say you'd be looking at least like a 30-minute upload.
Okay.
Yeah, but like it's up to you, you know. If you can trim it down to 15 minutes, that's fantastic.
Okay.
Jalen,
Now I just need a decent background. If I go through this, I just need a decent background to use.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, do you want to just do it in the car? I mean, if you ever wanted to dedicate some time to like maybe the last 30 minutes of your day to just making like a short video, that's also possible. I mean, if that fits within your schedule.
Maybe I could try to work something like that in if I could. I just have to see how busy my schedule is, because right now it's kind of it's starting to become the end of the second part of the term, moving into the final part, so things are starting to heat up.
Right.
So that might be a little bit difficult. This is just something that, to Lenny's credit, I agree that me uploading content to my channel is about as frequent as a Little Karibo episode. Except I don't have a legitimate excuse like he does, where he has to actually have medical stuff taken care of. So I'm just working all the damn time. So this is just something to say, hey, this is just to put something content-wise on my channel regardless of what I'm doing.
Right.
So
Well, yeah, it's a good idea. Like, just toss it around a little bit more and like iron it out, and I'm sure you can come up with something good.
okay.
All right. Everybody said everything they want to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode.
All right. Laters.
Later.
Bye-bye.